How's it going, gamers? Luis here from Gaming Blog Network with the final installment in the Top 10 Must-Own Game Series for 2015. Today we'll be looking at the Xbox One. And just as a reminder, these are games I've played before, games I've experienced before. If the game you really like isn't on this list, chances are I have not played it yet, so let me know in the comment section below why I should play your game. And for those of you that just stumbled upon this video, you can check out the little I button at the corner of your screen to check out the rest of the episodes for the PS4, the Wii U, the 3DS, and the PlayStation Vita. And so without further ado, let's get started. At number 10, we have Titanfall. Titanfall was one of the most hyped up games for the Xbox One in its very early life. It was a really fun shooter that actually felt different from the rest of the shooters on the market at the time. Since then, we've gotten plenty of Call of Duty games that sort of mimic the new futuristic setting of Titanfall, without actually capturing the badassness of controlling the Titan. Titanfall plays as a futuristic soldier shooting game, but with the big attraction, and I mean literally the big attraction, are the giant Titan mechs that you can call in to help fight. Sadly, the online community isn't as alive as it used to be at launch, but still a really fun game that's actually pretty dirt cheap now. For number 9, we probably have one of the most popular launch titles, Dead Rising 3. Dead Rising 3 was one of the most popular games available at launch for the Xbox One. At launch, it showed off the amazing amount of character AI the Xbox One was capable of computing all at once. In Dead Rising 3, you play as Nick Ramos, a survivor in the zombie apocalypse. The game is set up in a big open world filled with missions focusing on searching for supplies to build crazy chaotic weapons to take down zombies. It's definitely not the most beautiful looking game on the market, but the crazy amount of combinations for weapons and the physics in this game make for a very fun time. At number 8, we have the perfect game for those of you that missed it out on Xbox 360. It is Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Gears of War Ultimate Edition is the perfect way for someone like myself who never got into Gears of War last gen to get into the series this year. Gears of War Ultimate Edition is essentially a remaster of Gears of War 1 with upgraded 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second. What's really awesome about this game, however, is even though it's technically only one remaster, you can actually get the rest of the series for free through backwards compatibility on Xbox 360 to Xbox One if you buy the game before December 31st. So if you actually buy Gears of War Ultimate Edition on Xbox One before December 31st this year, you'll get the rest of the series through digital downloads for Xbox 360 on your Xbox One. Now is the perfect time to join in on the series as you play as COG soldier Marcus Phoenix in a war between humanity and the Locust Horde. At number 7, we have an awesome little indie game designed to look like an NES game. This is Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is a game I've had on all 3 of my main console episodes for this series. It's simply that good. You play as a knight who specializes in the art of chivalry, who is traveling with their beloved shield knight before a cursed amulet separates them, starting us on our adventure. The entire game is designed to look and feel like a classic NES game. If you grew up in the pre-2000s, you may recognize that this game takes a lot of inspiration from games in that era like DuckTales, Legend of Zelda 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Castlevania. And just like the PlayStation version, the Xbox version has its own little exclusive boss battle / level, and this time it contains Battletoads. On the PS4 version, it actually featured a boss battle with Kratos from God of War. Now, no matter which platform you own, you really do need to play Shovel Knight. It's a fantastic game no matter what you play it on. At number 6, we have a collection of games that probably made the Xbox as iconic as it is today. This is the Halo the Master Chief Collection. Halo the Master Chief Collection is a collection of the 4 major releases of the Halo series released on the Xbox and the Xbox 360. Even Halo 2 got a remaster that brings the game up to par with the current generation visuals. It not only combined the campaigns of all 4 major Halo games, but also a giant playlist of multiplayer modes from Halo to Halo 4. While this was pretty broken at launch, it's now a much more stable working experience. If you never got into the Halo series, that would be the perfect way to catch up on the series in preparation for Halo 5. At number 5, ironically continuing on where we last left off with the last entry, and also number 5, Halo 5. Halo 5 probably wasn't the Halo game everyone was hoping for when it came down to the campaign. With that said, Halo 5 is definitely the definitive multiplayer experience in the Halo series, bringing the classic feel of Halo to the modern age. There's a new War Games mode that brings the action to a much grander scale with a conquest feeling. Most recently, they just added Forge to the game, opening the game for new customized maps created by the online community. Halo 5 definitely wasn't the best Halo game in terms of the story, but it definitely was the best Halo in terms of the multiplayer. At number 4, we have 30 games for the price of $30. This is the Rare Replay Collection. Rare Replay is the perfect value deal for any gamer. $30 gets you 30 classic Rare games ranging from the Atari 2600 to the Xbox 360. The fact that you can play Conker's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and even Killer Instinct is all worth the $30 price tag. Now, although these games aren't exactly remakes of classic games, most of them are direct ports of the upscaled versions released on Xbox 360 as Xbox Live Arcade games. The real kicker with this collection are all the achievements you can earn now, along with a behind the scenes look at the development of these games, including games that were never released like Project Dream that eventually went on to become Banjo-Kazooie. At number 3, we have a badass action adventure game from the minds behind the Ratchet & Clank series. This is Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive is like nothing I've ever seen before. Imagine the fourth wall breaking humor of Deadpool in an action-adventure game made by the minds behind the Ratchet & Clank series. Sunset Overdrive has you play as your own little quirky-looking customized avatar in a city that's being invaded by zombie-like monsters. These creatures are actually human beings infected by a soda drink that's mutating them into the monsters you see before you. The game is bright, colorful, with soda pop explosions going off in every direction. There's even an insane weapon creation tool that lets you combine everyday objects into explosive weapons like a teddy bear bomb or a record disc gun. I think this is a gem that went under the radar with most Xbox fans, as the most frequently asked question I get on my Xbox One vs PS4 comparison video is what game is that with the soda monsters. Sunset Overdrive is funny, action-packed, and you really do need to check it out. For number 2, we have an awesome indie game that's probably just as emotional as it is beautiful. This is Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori and the Blind Forest is an emotional yet beautiful experience. The game is gorgeous. Its art style vibrates on the screen, and the animation of the characters and the environments flow beautifully. It's truly immersive. Those astonishing visuals are accompanied by a memorable soundtrack that sets the mood for every level's settings. Take on the role of a lost spirit named Ori who needs to track down the light of 3 main elements in order to save the dying forest. This is an amazing little indie platformer game that I think went under the radar this year. And finally, at number 1, we have a game that recently came out, but I don't think that many Xbox One owners actually picked it up. This is The Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider was one of my favorite games of 2015. It was beautiful, cinematic, and everything I wanted in a sequel for the Tomb Raider reboot. Sadly, not many people picked up the game on Xbox One, which is a disappointment because it honestly was my most memorable experience on the Xbox One this year. As someone that was extremely excited for Uncharted 4 this year, this became my filler for it when Uncharted was delayed. The puzzles in this game are much more intriguing than the original reboot, and it's honestly one of the best looking games on the console. If you own an Xbox One, you owe it to yourself to buy Rise of the Tomb Raider. I mean, it's a year-long timed exclusive. If you want more things like this on Xbox One, you better support the first one. And that does it for my top 10 must-own games for the Xbox One. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. Hopefully you guys have a nice recommendation list, especially for those of you that just bought an Xbox One this holiday season. If you already own an Xbox One and have a game you'd like to recommend to the rest of the audience or the community, let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure we'd all really appreciate that. And if you'd like an easy list of all the games I mentioned in this video with their Amazon link, I'll have it all linked in the description below, along with all my gaming usernames and my social network links if you want to keep up to date with me off of YouTube or just ask a question on Twitter or Facebook. And once again, if you haven't watched the rest of the series, be sure to check out that little I button at the corner of your screen to check out the rest of the episodes. Once again, thank you all very much for being some awesome viewers. I hope you guys have a happy holiday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.